Hey, you there. Thank you for watching and welcome to Forge Alliance Forever. Today I have a 6v6 custom match on the map generator. Let's go ahead and introduce our players, starting with Team 1, the yellow team on the western side, starting with the yellow player of Tapok Boga. Man, that's an interesting name. Starting with First Land as a Seraphim, again in yellow. Let's go move that stuff out of the way for y'all. Next to him, we have Medea going First Land as a Seraphim. Cybern as well, going pink. Northeast of them, we have Mr. Dima 771 going First Land in purple as the Seraphim. North of them, we have Strumpy going First Land as an Aeon in teal. West of them, we have Blue Lynx in royal purple going First Land as a UEF. Last but not least, for Team 1, we have player of Corn going First Land as a Seraphim in navy blue. Let's go ahead and introduce our players on the eastern side. Team 2, starting in the north with Real Alpharis going First Land in pink as a Cybern. South of them, we have Amy Gadella going First Land in white as an Aeon. East of them, we have Melon Pippin Collie going First Land in red as a Seraphim. Wow. Sorry about that. Next, we have Nono 4K1 going First Land in crimson as a Seraphim as well. West of them, we have, it's like Laker, but X-Acre 1991 going First Land in orange as an Aeon. And last but not least, for Team 2, for the rest of the game, we have Apt 3 going first, second, third, fourth land in blue as a Seraphim. So, racial disparities for both teams. For Team 1, we have 2 Cybern, a UEF, an Aeon, and a... Wait, the icons keep changing. We have 2 Seraphim, 2 Cyberns, 1 UEF, and 1 Aeon. Wow, I could not get through that. Apologies for that. On Team 1, so they have all of the tools in the toolbox, all of the factions represented on Team 1. And for Team 2, we have 2 Aeon, 2 Cybern, and 2 Seraphim. So they are missing the Aeon, the UEF tech. Wow, I cannot get the names for the factions right today. I greatly apologize. On the eastern side for Team 2, so they're not going to have Novaxes, they're not going to have Dukes, they're not going to have Atlantises, not that there's really water that you can really use on this map, and they're not going to be able to have Mavers, think another word. You can see some of our players starting to get some early mexes here in these first line of defense. We have a decent amount of early raiding parties going down. We have a couple of these flares for 2 different players, as well as a couple of these spirits looking to get some intel down for those same players. Again, they're pushing to the front line just to get an early aggression on a couple of these engineers out here. But there are a couple comms in the mix for this southern front line for Team 1, so I don't expect this to get anywhere. We have a drop out here from this transport. Dropped a bunch of engineers and 1 Tham. I do like to see that, at least a little bit of aggression, just in case there's some early units out from Team 1. That's a very good play. And he dropped them right in the middle of this group of rocks. You can see 175, 175, 135. We have some players. We have some units out from both teams, just trying to fight it out. We have little skirmishes here and there. Not a whole lot of concern. 1 land factory for Team 1, 2 land factories, the third one on the way. We can see that group of flares taking out a mechs, as well as kind of just hovering around this area. Wouldn't be surprised to see some Thams or tanks from other mantises from other players trying to stop this little incursion. On the northern side of the map, we have pretty much the same thing. We have, comms from both players establishing a front line, as well as not a lot of aggression in terms of players on this northern side. We only have 2, but on the southern side we have 1. Oh, that's actually Team 1's. So 1, 2, 3 players on Team 2 on this southern side. So that might help them push the front line early on. You have, all that build power, as well as those hit points and whatnot. But we are seeing 3 players on team 1 on this northern side. So it seems like to me we have 2 players on the south for team 1. Team 2 has 2 players on the north, but 3 players again for the southwest, sorry, northwest and southeast. Wow, my brain no English good. I apologize. And it looks like we have dedicated air players of Medea and Melon. Again, rankings we have everywhere from a 900 to a 1700. There are a 1700 and 1600 on team 2 and a 1700 and 1500 in terms of highest rated players on team 1. Gun range going down for the Aeon Com of Strumpy. Wouldn't be surprised to see that also upgrade to the other gun. I was literally just about to say the Aeon Sniper Com. We have the Com of Amy all the way up to the 2 comms of Blue and Strumpy, taking out a couple of these tanks. I don't think this is really going to get anywhere, to be honest. And if Strumpy wasn't on an upgrade, they could easily just walk her down and kill her. So I don't see that going in their direction at all. A T2 upgrade on the cards for X-Acre, as well as a gun speed and range going down for Dima. And again, I want to give a shout out to everyone for helping me reach 200 subscribers. It's just amazing. Thank you so much. I've loved all of the support, the comments, the likes, just anything and everything that everyone does. Thank you so very much. I greatly appreciate it. And again, it just keeps motivating me to keep working, keep improving. And those comments saying, hey, you should try this. Hey, you should, try to reduce doing this or that or the other. Again, all those comments to help me improve as a caster, as a YouTuber, as a person. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. And encourage everyone to say, hey, do better. And I said, okay, I'll do better. Looks like Team 2 is going to grab this middle plateau section. They have more than half of the map control. That intel installation gets finished and then gets promptly destroyed pretty much right about now. Those engineers finish it for about 2 seconds. We have the comm of Blue Lynx going to the front line of Real Afarius. Looks like he's going to be outnumbered. There's a couple of these tanks in the mix. There's also the comm of Strumpy here trying to assist. And they'll probably take out all of the T1 units, but have to withdraw. And T1 PD isn't super strong, but again, it's better than nothing. So there's kind of some posturing up here in the north. That gun speed and range upgrade going down for Corn as well. As you can see, they these 2 comms of Team 1 retreat, fall behind the T1 units, and then are able to establish some sort of buffer zone. Now we have 3 comms on the southern side for Team 1. Medea has joined the front line. We have that comm of Apt trying to push those units back from Team 1, continually pushing that front line further and further forward. We have a couple of these Oblivion point defenses going down to try to secure this northern section and prevent any sort of run-bys. I'm surprised there isn't any attempt to do a run-by down here, but again, we have a comm of No down here as well. So lots of aggression, lots of hemming off of forces. Again, exactly what you would expect from players of this skill level, or on pretty much any skill level above this, to be honest. Gun speed going down for Amy, getting that first upgrade. W comms. I don't know what W. Oh, 2 comms. Okay, that makes more sense. Actually, technically, there's 3 comms. You just don't see the third one. And I like this combined push out from these players, out from Team 1, just shoving all of those units back, as well as forcing the comm of Apt to retreat. We also have, again, point defense creep going on the southern side, kind of like in this, again, southwesterly direction. Pretty much cutting a knife all the way down. Going to probably try to grab those other mixes as well. And again, like I said, for reclaim, I mean, there's some, but obviously it's been 9 minutes and most of it's already been scooped up. There was a lot more mexes on this map versus reclaim, and I've seen for maps that have lots of mexes that they really don't have a lot of reclaim. That's kind of the trade-off. It's like you get temporary mass, like early temporary mass, or late game, lots of generation mass. So go ahead and check on the eco game as it's kind of slowed down a little bit. We have Team 1 at 275, 277, and Team 2 at 260. So about a 15, 20 mass differential in terms of generated eco. And for total eco, we have about maybe 2K differential, which is like nothing. It's not even honestly worth mentioning at this point. No, looks like this position out from Exacre is going to get overwhelmed. We have a couple, again, of these mantises just kind of surrounding the comm. There's not a whole lot, especially with those Oblivion turrets opening up, taking out a lot of the T1 units. We also have the comm of Tapuk moving forward, trying to take out anything and everything he can, get some veterancy up. That radar installation, that's a very good grab, making sure the enemy cannot see you at range. We also have a temporary run by. I mentioned earlier, take out a couple mexes down here, but it is cut off by the forces from the blue player of Apt. He is also going for a speed and range upgrade for his gun. Same with Medea as well. So both of these players pretty much on equal footing. Medea has no infrastructure, no factories, no nothing except for that one engineer all the way up there. And that's probably due to the fact that he is going for a T3 air headquarters. He's just using his comm as a tank, pretty much. Dima trying to dodge shots left and right, takes out another Oblivion turret, goes for this anti-air installation. Dima, one veterancy on that comm in the yellow, but trying to do as much as they can to deal a lot of damage. That overcharge hitting. The point defense, is he going to get it? Yes, he got it. There's two more in the back line here for Exacre. He's getting a third one up pretty quickly, I might add. There's a couple gunships, so these Volthus overhead trying to take out this comm of Mr. Dima. There's no anti-air in the area. Where are the interceptors? Where? I guess there's no ASFs at this point. But it looks like Exacre is going to die in the first 15 minutes of the game. If these gunships stay on point, you can't dodge those shots realistically. You just have to build anti-air. Just walk a straight line all the way back. No sense in trying to dodge. I mean, he's dodging every occasional shot, but wow, they don't stay. That's surprising. Mr. Dima probably could have died had those gunships stayed there. We do have ASFs appearing for the Crimson player of Nono. But he's a little bit earlier to the air game. Again, the fact that the engineers are being built is definitely a thing to point out. ASF's over top trying to guard the comms. These gunships being pulled back to help assist Apt, making sure he is secure for that stealth upgrade. In the north, we have the comm of Korn being assaulted by red units, as well as these hoplites, these T2 rocket bots. He has to make sure he keeps moving. Those rockets deal a decent amount of damage. Overcharge goes in, takes out all three of those hoplites. That's a very good placement on that overcharge, and we can see those forces from Team 2 fall back. Again, we have Oblivion turrets starting to be spammed up. We have a shield upgrade on that comm from Strumpy, so just full aggressive comms for him on the north. Then what? Den? I don't know what that means. Maybe reclaim? Something reclaim. Anyway, answer down in the comments what that meant. Again, stealth upgrade, nano repair upgrade. Again, different upgrades for same comms. Again, one's going to be more offensive, one's going to be more defensive, and then another nano repair upgrade. Very smart move, trying to rip up those hit points quickly and making sure they don't die from a gunship rush. We have a forward operating base going down here on this middle plateau, going for these artillery installations, trying to shell the enemy bases. That's a very good position. You can actually see, I'll show you, let's see, your white player. You can see the range on those things. I mean, they're not super deep into enemy territory. You also get some missile launchers. You like start stacking up artillery installations further and further in. It does make a difference. But there's a couple tactical missile defenses already in place, so missiles are not going to work. We have a huge push out from the navy blue player of Korn, trying to just shove Team 2 all the way back. And we have Strumpy using that comm effectively. 8,000 hit points on that shield. Those engineers trying to get a server turret up, and they're going to die for their efforts. Sniper comm of the Aeon rapid fire solutions. Looks like we had... No, that was interesting. We saw that transport earlier, and it got shot down, but one of those... Wait, I'm confused. Oh, that's just a glitch. Okay, I'm like, I swear that transport got killed, but... No. Wait, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. That just might be a glitch. Who knows? We'll have to check on that in a minute. And you can see Team 2 starting to capitulate on this northern side. The front line's pretty much being pushed back, not securely even, but they do control the middle of the map, so, I mean, that I guess is a really good bonus. More engagements down here in the south, again, kind of teeter-tottering back and forth of they control it, now they control it, now they control it. Tactical missile launchers, like I mentioned earlier. Going after some auxiliary mechs. They can't attack the main base of Mr. Dima, but they can go after these other outlying setups and structures and whatnot. Looks like one of that artillery got killed. Huh. Or they stopped making it, went for TML instead. We're kind of a lull. We'll check back on ecos really quick. It's pretty much even 443, 442, 457, just kind of teetering back and forth. We do have more total eco collected and generated for Team 1 by about 6K. So again, not a whole lot. We're at 16 minutes. That's easily recoverable for Team 2. And mass is not the only predictor of who wins the game. It is like, 45 minutes into the game most likely. But 10, 15, 20 minutes, not so much. We have the comm of Apt starting to be edged out over here. All of his units have pretty much been disappearing to these Team 1 and T2 PD. Comm of Mr. Dima ripping up those hit points very quickly, up to 16,000 now. He's total. And we have the comm of Medea. He has some infrastructure now. He has a land factory, but that's about it. Looking to get a radar installation up here on the front line. I don't think that's going to stay there very long, honestly. You can see Team 2, again, starting to lose map control a little bit on this northern side. They have, obviously, more of the map, considering they own this plateau. But it's pretty much dead even in the middle up here, or down here for the south. I'd say Team 2 probably has like 55% to Team 1's 45%. No one's going in the water game. These little ponds are not really worth building up. The only way they would be is if you put a T2 factory for like the Salems for a Cyber player and then walked them on the land, but that's not going to last very long. So huge engagement in the middle up here in the north. All these T2 units out trying to deal damage with the comm of Corn just shoving all those back, especially with all of these Ilshis and T2 units in the back line. Just trying their best to try to get any forward progress for Team 2, but Team 1 just looks pretty strong up here in the north. Comm of Apt just going after Mr. Dima here in the south. Overcharge going in. Those gunships would be a nice play right about now to help assist this. We do have a couple interceptors, but we are at the T3 stage, so those aren't really going to matter a whole lot. They're just trading pot shots right now. Mr. Dima is in the yellow, but he does have that nano repair upgrade, so he does regen a lot faster. But Apt does have the nano repair upgrade as well, so they're his 84 to his 88. So it's almost just like a training exercise for them, pretty much. Air grid starting to be built up here in the back for No. We also have, again, the air grid, actually a bigger air grid for the pink player of Medea up here to the west. E2RD. Looks like the goal of Xacre is just to create a line of defenses here to cut off and just turtle up here in this northern section. Team 1 can't really do a run by without getting noticed, and you can see that wow, I can't talk English, no good. The run by opportunities in the south can't really be done due to the fact that these forces out from Apt are patrolling, hovering position. We have Mr. Dima pretty much all alone. His force is kind of over here in the corner. I don't really like that. I mean, yeah, they're only T1, but it's better than nothing. We have some of these rhinos. Maybe he's thinking I want all the veterancy to myself, which, you know, isn't bad. If you rep up your comm quite nicely, you can, you know, get a lot of hit points from it, but it's not really worth dying for. We have a huge push out from Team 1 in the north. Melon is dropping into the yellow. We have Amy underneath a mobile shield, but that shield's going to go down. Amy's hit points are now falling. Looks like we have a focus onto the comm of Melon, dropping below 3k into the red. We have a Harbinger out from the white player of Amy as well, trying to assist the comm. Overcharge going in, takes out a chunk of hit points. Looks like Melon is going to get away. That was very close. It was a very close comm kill. No one's died. Sub 20 minutes. That's really good considering. Like, it's a 6v6, a lot of land to cover. Again, it isn't a 20 by 20. I'd say it's about like a 15 by 15 or so, just due to the fact that obviously the black border around this thing. But still a decent amount of map. We have Artie starting to be built up here for Team 1, trying to shell the defenses for Team 2. Multiple shield generators trying to protect all of the infrastructure as well. Looks like we have the comm of Mr. Dima again being surrounded by the forces from Team 2. You are trying to... Yeah, I think that was a misclick, and this comm is going to die. App just walking him down at this point. Just saying, hey bud, how's it going? And boom, the comm of Mr. Dima has been eliminated. Its first kill in the game for Team 1, meaning it is a 6v5 in favor of players for Team... Sorry, for Team 2. It's a kill for Team 2 in favor of Team 2 to kill on Team 1. Apologies. English, no good. My English is like not good. I cannot speak. I do apologize for that. We have a small roaming band of Ilshis trying to push through this center line for Team 1. And there's really not a whole lot that can stop this. I mean, just engineers and the units out from Corn are busy on trying to take out this run by. I do like this move from Team 2. Pull Team 1's main force away and then go straight through the middle with this secondary force. I mean, there's a couple of these, Harbingers. They are big ticket items in terms of mass and damage. So I can see why Team 1 pulled their forces away, but unfortunately, due to that, Team 2 is able to push all the way through. There is an Otham siege tanks on their current route, so it could easily just intercept. There's actually a couple of them, actually. This will probably stop right about here. These Othams have lots of damage, lots of hit points. They're not going to fall easy. And these Ilshis, and there's a lightning tank in the mix too. Good to see that in there as well. And those Ilshis are killed. That was a good tactical move. Unfortunately, they didn't get a whole lot of work done. So, but good in theory, of course. Bunch of energy storage in the back line. And just constantly focusing down this ASF production over here. Mass fab farm starting to be planned. Trying to get more of that mass quickly. And more of that air grid trying to be focused down. Looks like the Royal Purple player went for the strat of reclaiming the T2 extractor and then building the T3 extractor. I think it is more beneficial to do that if you can do it under, I think it's 2.5 minutes. In terms of the amount of eco that you lose from destroying the T2 extractor and then building the T3 one. I think it's 2.5, maybe it's 3 minutes. I might be wrong. Answer down in the comments. But if it takes longer than that time, then it's easier and cheaper to just upgrade and just do the slow process of upgrading. Comm of Apt retreating back to his main base. We do have a little system of ferrying units to the front line. Again, very good move dropping down this brick. And he went straight for brick production. He skipped the loyalists. Now, the loyalists are cheap and fast, but again, the bricks have more damage and, of course, have more hit points. Just artillery being traded back and forth here. Down here in the south, the base war is pretty much going down. There's not really going to be a whole lot of progress now since that's pretty much the main avenue of attack for there. We have the comm of Strumpy He has a heavy shield, 25,000 hit points plus an additional 15,000 hit points for a total of 40,000 hit points. So very, very beefy. He has some harbs in the mix. He's probably looking to take out all of these Cerberus, and 2 of them go down. These Harbingers try to push through. They're going to take out the other 2 as well. There was some artillery in the mix here, but that's going to be taken out as well. There's 1 T2 point defense in the back line for Team 2, but that's not going to last very long and will do a whole lot of damage. And looks like this position is going to get ran over. There's a couple sniper bots in the mix as well. Decent sized group of Harbingers trying to reinforce. We have another... I mean, this is not going to run by. This is not going to work. Just these forces are pretty much going to just pull the attention out from Corn. Looks like Strumpy says, no, I did enough damage. I took out the defenses and thought, nah, it's probably good enough for now. Team 2 has owned this middle plateau for a while now. That little fire base there was taken out. It's now moved here. And it's not really doing anything. I mean, I think they're just kind of wrote it off to like, oh, we'll just control it. There's a couple mexes here. And that's it. And again, reclaim related, just checking out again. Pretty much all the reclaim now is just from units dying. It looks like that unit did get onto land, I guess. But again, I don't know what happened with that little that T1 Arty there. Unit just like surviving the crash somehow, or not surviving. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Sniper bots being put under shield coverage. Again, very good move. Would like to see these harbs in front of them just in case some attacks come out from Team 2. Counter sniper bots again coming out for them as well, but they have more shields and they have more protection for them. Looks like, I don't know what's going on. Oh, they're just reclaiming. Look like they were reclaiming the mass extractor. Is that a missile? What was that? I don't know what that was, huh? We have again another fight on the southern side of the map. These bricks are pushing in. There are definitely, obviously, more bricks than there are bricks on the western team, Team 1, and they elect not to continue pushing. I like the trajectory of these missiles. They like come in at an angle and then kind of hit from behind. I think that's a pretty cool mechanic. You can see them just like curve and go after things. It's not obviously very accurate in terms of moving targets, but I mean, it's cool to watch. Back here on the north, that force out from Team 2 has been pushed back. Looks like Dapok has built an experimental, most likely a monkey or chicken. It is a monkey, considering those are the 2 cheapest experimentals in the game. The Monkey Lord being the cheapest, and then I think it's not very far behind in terms of expensiveness for the chicken. So, and there's kind of like a seesaw and going back and forth. There's a couple lightning tanks in the mix, but these T3 Autumn Sea Tanks are going to do a lot of the damage. And the Ilshis, I mean, they're not to be trifled with. They are very, they're fast. They do a lot of damage, but doesn't look like there's, again, a lot of the damage. Nuke, maybe they're telling, Team 2 is telling the players to nuke there, I guess. Is there a nuke? Where's there a nuke? No. Building a Colossus in the back line for Amy. I don't see a nuke anywhere. And I could just be completely blind as well. I don't see... Yeah, I don't... That's shield going down. Mass Fab Farms. Yeah, I don't see a nuke. So I don't know who has the nuke. But maybe they're saying when they get a nuke that position, I guess. Which, I mean, that'd be the smart play. Take out the air player. Secure the air. That's what I would do, at least. And if you're enjoying the cast so far, please like and comment down below. And again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. I try to put one of these casts out every single day. I might miss a day here or there, but as of right now, I have not. And again, thank you so much for helping me reach 200, and I hope to reach 250 here pretty soon. And when I do, I'll do another community post asking everyone to submit a either replay ID or type of game they want casted or whatever the case may be, because I like getting input from everyone. regardless if it's how to improve my cast or what to cast or whatever the case may be. I am trying to find a good bar game to cast as well. I'm not super familiar with bars, so I'm still trying to learn, like units and factions and all that. So be patient with that. I do apologize. I should have one put out by the end of next week. Probably about Thursday or Friday would be probably about when that game is going to be recorded and finished up for all you to watch. Because again, the main point of this channel is to learn and to grow, whether that be in this game, whether that be in other game, because any game can teach a strategy. We can take that and apply it to any other game that we play. It's all about improving and becoming better. We have this Monkey Lord opening up on this set of bricks, this Cybran on Cybran action. Let's get a nice good look on that. That Monkey Lord said that brick wall definitely proving to be a hard nut to crack for that Monkey Lord. And that Monkey Lord does go down to that brick wall. We'll put all the put all those little icons back up so we see what's going on. And Team 1 units are just going to stroll in, but this brick wall is going to prevent it from getting any further. Looks like they kind of lost the build wars, the base wars, excuse me, because there's not really a whole lot of progress. They do have a suits there. What that does is it allows a lot of vision for Team 1. You can see that huge ring that they have. They put another one up here to the north, and they'll pretty much have this in like more than, I'd say 60% of the map covered. Very good placement. That's got to stay up, of course, but we have this Galactic Colossus starting to be outflanked by all these forces from Khorne. A couple PD in the mix to help assist with taking out those hit points. Again, looks like Khorne's forces are retreating while the forces out from Strumpy are trying to intercept or at least cut off some sort of retreat. I would just take this opportunity to take these units and just push the front line. There's nothing here. The main force that Team 2 has from Amy is this Galactic Colossus. There are, again, units out from the red player of Melon, but they're up here to the northeast, and it's not really going to matter a whole lot. And now, as I say that, Strumpy says, oh, that's a good idea, Launch. I should go that way. Because it's pretty much shields. These shields should be supporting the Galactic Colossus. Oh, that's definitely a misplay. That Galactic Colossus should have stayed with the forces out from Melon. That anti-air there would have easily taken out the rest of these gunships. But those gunships going to do a decent amount of damage. They are those broadswords. Slow fire rate by high damage on those shots. Lots of ASFs built up now. How many ASFs do we got? Oh, we got 130 for Team 2, and for Team 1, we have like 70. So we're almost about half. Well, Team 2 definitely in control of the have the majority of the air control. A couple of these whalers out taking out this secondary base down here in the south, and this is going to be an air engage here in the south. Again, Team 1, the pink player, does not have the ASFs, but there are more ASFs out from the royal purple player of blue. They have 70, so total they do have more than the crimson player of Team 2. Looks like that push was effective in taking out that early infrastructure. And more Galactic Colossus being spammed up. We have a chicken as well on the front lines for Khorne, pushing that front line back. Now that Galactic Colossus decides I should probably come over here. There is a crab under construction that's not very close to finishing. There's a megalith down here for the yellow player of Tapak. Gonna probably push this front line. Looks like we had a run by from the forces out from Strumpy, pushed all the way around the center plateau and just trying to do as much economic damage as they can. Pretty much pulling all those extra forces out from Amy away from the front line. We have a couple Harbingers to help assist. Take just more and more of that mass is being taken out, and that's slowly diminishing the eco. Team 2 is still leading. It's now leading the eco game by about 200 mass. And Melon, I guess, decides to leave. He says GG. I mean, yeah, his position was kind of overrun in the north, but he could have easily recovered. He might have had to go. Oh, he's saying another base. Cool. Is what No is saying. I guess Amy does get that, so she's going to establish the front line up there to the north. Another of those Colossus does finish. Wouldn't be surprised to see that used on this front line up here to the north. Team 2 starting to be kind of hemmed into a corner here. They're probably operating about 35% of the map. This huge brick wall is still being a huge issue for Team 1, but looks like Team 1 has their own brick wall and a megalith and some more bricks in tow. So this push is definitely not going to amount to a whole lot. Just a bunch of reclaim for Team 1 to scoop up, especially what you can see those cannons opening up on that megalith. We have gunships as well as that chicken going to deal with that rest of that Colossus. It's not going to go very well. Lots of the siege tanks for Team 1. And that Colossus turns around. It's not really a good position to be in. Turns back around once again. No, tries to... I don't know where he's going. Turns around, decides to do more damage. Takes out an Otham. Siege tanks for his trouble, but he is going to die. We have a huge air fight here in the north going after those gunships, as well as taking out the rest of the air. There's a couple lightning tanks in the mix, but Team 2 is going to have air control for the most part. There is, again, another couple squadrons of Padilla's ASFs in tow, but they're not enough to mount an offensive against that. Unless they get a couple good turns, and I mean like a couple really good turns, not really going to matter. Again, that megalith being used to push back the front line. You can see the ferrying operations of the blue player of App trying to just pull more and more forces to the front line. Unfortunately, he's just pulling them to their deaths. That megalith deals lots and lots of damage and kills those bricks pretty quickly. We have Team 1 making a play for the central plateau, though. That's definitely a change of pace since Team 2 has held that for pretty much the entire game. Cloaking going down for the column of Tapuk. And again, English is not working with me today. And Medea is going for a teleporter. They do have the laser. They have the laser for the going for a telemaser comm. Is there any defenses? There's a YOLO that's almost done. Wow, that must have been spammed up very quickly. Shoot. Apologies for missing that earlier. Like, I was focused too much on a lot of the action going on. And that's one thing that's hard about casting games is there is so much going on at the same time, especially with a 6v6 player game. You know, there's 12 players to keep track of what they're doing. There's a Galactic Colossus here for the south. Another one being built as we speak. Trying to hold back this bleeding on here on the southern side. Again, there's not a lot of defenses on this northern section of the south side. And Team 2 is deciding to just push all the way to this southern little dimple here. Not dimple, little outcropping here. We have all these Selens just surrounding that extractor. That's a lot of Selens. How many Selens is that? It's 20 Selens. Oh, that's funny. I do like that tactic. Just send a bunch of units that are very cheap. Mega need help, 2 megas. Yeah, there's one there, one there. Yeah, this could easily push the front lines of Team 2 back. That nuke out from that Yolana Oz is going, and it's going... What is it going for? I didn't see the target, unfortunately. It's going northwesterly. Maybe it's going for the back line, going for the Royal Purple's base. Do we have any SMD loaded? Strumpy is moving out. We do have an SMD. It is not loaded, however. There's a nuke launcher in the back. It does have a nuke. Launch that nuke. Launch that nuke. It's going to probably fall. Oh, no, it's going for Strumpy. It's going... Strumpy, it's going a little further away from that that airbase. Another nuke out from that Yolana Oz. Ooh, that's got to hurt. It's going for the base of Korn. Korn knows it. He doesn't have any SMD loaded. Oh, and I'm sorry I missed it. Looks like somebody teleported in and killed Not only the Yolana Os, but also the comm of Nono. Looks like it was Medea. I do apologize for missing it. Just keeping track of those nukes. That nuke is going to land. Huge shift in power there. That nuke does land, so 2 bases for Team 1 are taken out. However, Team 2 is starting to lose a lot of ground here in the north. And again, in the south, again, they're probably operating at about 20% of the map. So that nuke does land, of course, takes out the comm of Corn. There it goes. I was waiting for that notification to pop up. So now it looks like Amy, Control K's, decides it's not really worth it to continue, leaving the defenses in the hands of 3 players. It has pretty much gone from like a 5v5, 5v4 to a 3v3 very quickly. 2 players died to that explosion, and 2 players quit. So yeah, it was a 5v5, and now it's a 3v3. We have a couple experimentals being built. We have a couple of Colossus on the southern side. Looks like they're going to focus down this push first. We also have, again, forces out from... I was going to say that's a different pink. That is a different pink. We have this Megalith here taking out this Galactic Colossus. Lots of reclaim here on this northern side. Again, we have 100,000 reclaim to get from this Yolana Oz. Would like to see that primary down to get all that reclaim into those coffers. Team 2 still leading the mass game by about 70,000 mass. And these 2 Colossus are focusing down that Megalith. I think some of these units are going to die from this explosion and crash. Yep. You can see when the experimentals die, when they fall, they deal damage around them as well. So you got to be aware of that when you do surround an experimental. We do have a potential run by on the cards. Lots of these bricks trying to shove their way in. And I guess it's not really a run by. It's just going around, outflanking. Colossus dealing damage to all of those ASFs on the ground, as well as the mass and resourcing options for Team 2. And that's the downside to Cerberus PD, is the fact that it's just super weak. Like, yeah, it's lots of... their fire rate is jacked, but you just need the damage output. Again, Team 1 has pretty much stopped the bleeding here on the north. Team 2 has stopped the bleeding on the north. And we have this huge push out from these bricks, trying to get most likely to the air grid or even to this mass fab farm. There is an exposed one over here to their west. Looks like they're starting to priority this mass fab farm. There's a missile underneath the shield. Shield goes down. Would like to see... There it goes. Then they start to primary one target. Okay, almost take out these couple of these fusion generators, these T3 power resources. I get power generators. Takes out that huge column of mass and power. Again, that is the downside with doing those, is the fact that they are volatile and you get a couple chain reactions going and the whole thing goes. Well played. Talking to Porn in chat, making a comment to the group that was a good play, taking out some of that mass. And you can see, due to that, Team 2 has now dropped below Team 1. Team 1 now leading by about 300 mass. And Team 1, again, leading the total mass generated and accrued as well by about almost 10,000. Oh, sorry, 100,000, not 10,000. That's million mass, not 1,000 mass. We have another Galactic Colossus here to the north for Team 1. Going to meet that Megalith pretty much head on. You can see the movement pretty much positioning here. Team 2's pink player of Real just pushing all of his forces northward. Maybe trying to do kind of like a hook maneuver around this northern side. Yep, trying to go around. But unfortunately for them, that Megalith is going to have to stay here and deal with that Colossus. There's another experimental build, most likely another Megalith. Yep. Then these 2 Megaliths are going to converge and try to take out that Colossus. Little wall section up here to the north, preventing some movement. Medea encouraging his teammates. I like to see that, making sure that, hey, I'm here for you folks, I'm rooting for you. I do love the morale boosts. Fortunately, the Megalith outranges all of these units, and if the purple player of blue is not paying attention, all of these tanks are going to die. He says, no, that's not okay, and decides to try to cut off the maneuvers. We have another nuke from a regular nuke launcher out from Apt, also builds a Megalith. Going to probably nuke the air grid, or at least one of the air grids for blue. But I think the SMD is finally loaded. Yep, it is loaded. Does the nuke fall short? Does it go for a different base? I don't really think so. It's going on a collision course for that air grid. That would be my bet. But a nearby SMD does fire off and take out that nuke. And Team 2 still hasn't started to reclaim that Ilana Os. That is such a missed opportunity. Look at all that mass. 100,000 mass. Like, that's a lot of mass, you know. You got to get the mass. You got to get the mass back and use it to something else. Maybe build Arty, build more nukes, build. Okay, they are building Arty. You could use the mass to fund that Arty project. Lots of sniper bots being used at long range just to take out all of these defenses so these units don't get attacked. Team 2 making a huge comeback in this northern section, pushing Team 1 all the way to the midpoint. There is a Colossus underneath the shield, but with all of this incoming fire, that Colossus is not going to last very long. Does Team 1 have an answer for that? They have an Arty already built in for blue. Do we have anything else going down? We have another Arty under construction for the yellow player of Tapak. We have, Monkey Lord, so Experimental still being focused as well. Strumpy is trying to rebuild from the loss of his main base. But that huge push, that huge army out from Team 2, just continuously pushing and pushing. Medea making a comment, there's an SMD there. It has 4 nukes in the clip. It'd be a good target for some strat bombers. I do like the fact that the players who are no longer alive in the game are still trying to help. Again, it does help to have that kind of man in the chair to help, like, I can't think about everything in the game. Having somebody just divvy, here's, when you scout, there's the things I'm pointing out. Couple Arty installations, it looks like. 2 of them at least. Am I missing one? There's one there. Looks like there's 2 of them. Where's the second one? Weird. Yeah, I don't see a second one. Yeah, because 2 of them are... there's a turret landing from here. That's what was confusing me. I do apologize. Look at this push out from Team 2 all the way pretty much to the core mass areas of Team 1. Bricks being spammed up. Galactic Colossus has been built. It's going... Point defense nuke is now in play, trying to time the movement of those enemy forces. And it's going to land at the front pretty much. Looks like this Megalith is trying to evade that nuke, but there's a Megalith on its way and a Monkey Lord as well. So a bunch of experimentals and units out for Team 2. And it's going to go pretty much right dead center of that force. Takes out a huge section of that formation and disables that Megalith just for a second. Can't move or fire. That Monkey Lord going to get primary by that God Colossus. A couple with these Harbingers. Going to help accelerate that process very quickly. Megalith trying to help. That Monkey Lord is going to go down, unfortunately, for Team 2. Couple Loyalists in the mix being scooped up by those vacuum guns. Lots of spam coming from Team 2 as well as T3 units in the mix. This is pretty much their hill to die on. Team 2 needs to make some sort of push. They have already raining down from the skies. They have a huge amount of experimentals to deal with in the south. They are making more progress in the south as well. Pretty much the same push going down for both sides of the game. Nuke going out. Looks like it's going for the core mass maybe? But maybe going for that air grid still as well. But there also is an SMD loaded as well. More and more units being funneled to the front line. Just being whittled down by the defenses and air units out from Team... Oh, it lands short. It tried to go for the ASFs? Takes out a huge section of them though. But I don't... Maybe they're trying to edge out that mass. I don't really know what that nuke was about. We have another already built for Team 1 out from the yellow player of Tapak. That's going to start dealing lots and lots of damage to this air grid here in the back and the resourcing options as well. There is an already... Oh, where is it? There it is. next to the nuke. The nuke is being focused as production, as well as that already been firing back against Team 1. Team 2 pretty much, they're winning the land game for the most part, but they're just not getting enough momentum, and all of these broadswords out from Blue Lynx is just forcing them back, and all those forces out in the south are going to be taken out by a couple of these Monkey Lords. That Mega is going to take out one of the Monkey Lords, but I think the other one might be able to deal enough damage. It's going to be close. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like the Monkey Lord does have it, just barely though. It is going to drop into the red. Oh, it doesn't. Stays in the yellow. Avenges his friend. And yeah, there's no air from Team 2, even though they have an air grid. Well, I say that. The air grid's being diminished. But where'd the air go from Team 2 go? It's just, they had the air grid. They're focusing probably the wrong things. They need more shields. They need more air units. They need more ASF. They just need more everything. Huge battery of T2 artillery just shelling the position of X-Acre over there in the north. I guess north-ish of the main base for Team 2. Tsar under construction for real as well, but unfortunately that huge ball of whalers and broadswords is very dangerous. You can see those shields starting to fall, taking out the quantum gateways. ASFs go overhead to try to take out any existing air units and kind of give us nice scouting. Shields are going down. Artillery raining in from the sky. This next... Oh! That one takes out another shield and a huge amount of those hives. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. And of course the T2 mass fabricators as well. The comm of ATP trying to get out of there, but artillery raining down all the time. Another artillery shell lands, takes out a huge section of that air grid. Oh, it's gotta hurt. Takes out another section of that air grid. Going to spam up shields to protecting that position. Looks like that nuke took out that artillery battery there to this little plateau here. Nuke loaded, question mark. There's 2 nukes loaded, actually. I think they're waiting for that SMDB taken out. But I don't see it anymore. That's the missile launcher. Where's the nuke? I don't see the nuke anywhere. Or the anti-nuke. They're finally going after that Yolana Os, like 20, 30 minutes. And that huge explosion taking out the nuke, taking out the arty, and it looks like that nuke does land there in the north. I thought that was a player for a second, but that explosion was too big. And that artillery is taking from Team 2, took out some mass fabricators. Oh, so this is really nice, what I'd like to see here. They have 2 arties, both under shield coverage, of course, both under their own section, so they're not sharing PGens or anything like that. Like this one is his, and this one is his, of course. And what that allows for is that if there's a chain reaction, it only really takes out 1 arty instead of 2. He's planning a 3rd one behind. You can see that obviously it was a blueprint already constructed. Oh, no, maybe not. Maybe he's just doing it manually. But what that allows is for overlapping shield coverage as well as spreading out the damage on those shields as well, preventing, again, a chain reaction explosion. 2 arties having constructed for Tapak as well. So 4 arties raining in the sky. This is pretty much only going to go in one direction at this point. Looks like Apt is going for a telemaser comm, last-ditch effort to do some damage. He does have the laser, but does he have the energy reserves to teleport is the question. No, that's a lot of energy to be down. Just he's building that upgrade, of course. And that Monkey Lord is close by. It's just whittling down the rest of his defenses. There's a couple Rascoms in the mix. They should be assisting the comm in teleporting. This is your last effort. There's artillery raining down all the time. You don't know how long you are going to last. Teleporter is almost done for him. Artillery being focused on this base out from Acre. As well as... Is the Artie targeting the Monkey Lord? Oh, the Artie was targeting the Monkey Lord. That's really weird. That Monkey Lord is going to go down to combined Tsar and Colossus. Push. Check pawn for ACUs. Yeah, they're just making sure that there is an ACU in the pond, in the southeastern pond and the northeastern pond for team 2. Looks like that teleport does go off. He does teleport to the back line. Goes after the Duke that was building. Takes out some engineers, but that Cerberus turrets. Oh, gets a ranking vet. He's trying to survive, trying to move around, trying to dodge. And doesn't really amount to a whole lot. Should have probably teleported here maybe and taken out a couple already, but that is definitely a miss opportunity for him. That leaving Team 2 with only 2 more players. Team 1 is winning the player count by 1. They're leading 3-2. 10 torps should kill that ACU just fine. Looks like there's some bricks over here on the southern side being ferried by those transports. I wonder where they're going. Are they no, don't tell me they're going to use the torpedoes on the bricks to take out the comm. That would just be... Oh, that'd just be disrespectful at that point. Huge push again out from Team 2's pink player of Real, trying to get any work done. But again, this position has been built up quite nicely. And there's not a experimental in the mix. There's lots of harbs. There's a brick wall up here. And those bricks are moving in, and it's not going to look good for Team 2. It's a last-ditch effort. Do we have any assassinations on the comms quietly yet? No, those bricks decide to go north and take out infrastructure.
Strategic launch.
Looks like we have a nuke launch out from this nuke back here, the Stone Ager. I think there's another nuke somewhere, right? We mentioned another nuke somewhere. I forget where it was. That's a SMD. Had like 2 nukes loaded or something. But anyway, looks like that nuke is headed for the main base of X-Acre, and I don't see an SMD loaded. Everybody's fleeing. Yep, that's usually the sign that the SMD is either non-existent or is not loaded. And that push out from Team 2 does not work. Looks like the ASFs are maybe going in to take out the Tsar. No, they could have. They could easily just run in. There isn't an air grid. There isn't really anything on the cards for Team 2 in terms of anti-air, so they easily take out that Tsar. It looks like anti-air is trying to move in to support the Tsar. It'd be funny if an artillery shell hit the Tsar, but it just moves too much. Monkey Lord trying to take out that Colossus. There's a megalith in tow. You can see those missiles from that Tsar just slowly whittling away all those ASFs. But all of that artillery is being focused down on the same target. Looks like Team 2 is trying to get a bug, which they will finish in time. Grumpy built an experimental. It's most likely another Colossus. Yep. Just fresh off the line. There's 2 Colossus inbound. Just Team 2 is just ripped to pieces by that artillery. They had a good momentum going with that Yolana Os, but the telemaser comm out from Team 1. I think that was they killed no I think it was Medea. Yeah, Medea killed him. That definitely kind of set Team 2 on the back foot. And you can see those bricks are chasing down that comm. From Real, it looks like Real just control K just says it's not really worth it. We have torps in from 2 different sources. They're land-based and air-based. And X-Acre is going to just feel the pain with all of those torps coming in. Decides to just control K and not let them get the kill. And that is going to be the game, resulting in Team 1's victory. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. And again, thank you so very much for helping me reach 200. And I'll see you all in the next one.